Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from CES in Las Vegas, Nevada, and joining me for this segment, we have Ryan Detert. He's the founder and CEO of Influential to discuss the creator economy and influential marketing in 2023. Ryan, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. Appreciate it.
This is one of my favorite topics to cover because it kind of democratizes, who has access to what audience as we see ad and platform engagement just changing second to second.
Sure.
What are your thoughts right now as it relates to the creator economy? Do you have to be a megastar in order to be successful in the space?
Well, traditionally it was about the celebrities, those that really broke through. The last 5 or so years, it's been about the micro, the macro, even nano influencers that have tens of thousands or less followers. Ideally, you have some level of following from hundreds of thousands to millions, but most of our campaigns with Fortune 1000 brands, it's about finding those hometown heroes that can, the locals that run the cul-de-sac that have tens of thousands of followers, they can deliver a hyper-targeted micro segment audience that gives the client, the brand, what they want.
What about social platforms and creators? Do you think they're going to continue to be the dominant force, or how do you see it evolving when it comes to shoppable media and where people are doing their e-commerce?
Well, inherently, people are spending more time on their phones, which are more times on social platforms, and the creators are acting as the review for what their life could be, whether it's aspirational on Instagram, whether it's joyful on TikTok. So I see that being, we watched the TAM, total addressable market, about $16 billion in 2022. It's supposed to be as high as $28 billion in the next 3 years. So we're seeing that money go that direction. And most importantly, shoppable content. When you want to buy an e-commerce product, the creator acts as the reviewer while they're selling you to the audience. So it's really shrinking the sales cycle into a single video.
All right, well, here's a Gen X question coming,
Sure.
Okay? I get influencers, I get what they mean for ad campaigns, but are you seeing consumers do their own research? I'm not quite sure I'm going to trust a celebrity to push a medical product, for example. Are you seeing consumer research?
It's part of the journey. I mean,
Right.
Whether there's search, whether there's on the platforms, on Google, the creators are part of it where maybe when they have an awareness piece at some point previously, they see that one of the people they trust, that they emotionally connect with, is using that product for themselves or their kids, becomes an instant review, and then being able to make a decision, snap decision to buy that in the moment, as opposed to going to a website and going through a payment system. A single click purchase like an Amazon Live or other places, that changes the game in terms of what clients can get out of them.
Yeah, it is so cool how social media, I mean, not being a digital native, but how it brings you closer to the people that you'd never have access to before because it was either a press conference or through a publicist or so forth. So I've enjoyed watching that evolution.
Sure.
Let's talk about NFTs.
Sure.
Because I personally think there's a lot of potential with NFTs in terms of opening up these exclusive either consumer experiences or group experiences. How do you see them evolving?
So we're in the crypto winter, as they call it.
Right.
NFTs have taken a bit of a nosedive. But for more of the B2C side, like the projects have had those issues, brands are still using them. It really is the modern day loyalty card. If I'm a consumer, I can now opt in to getting messaging, discounts, access to events at CES or other major temples. And that is really where we're seeing our clients lean in, is saying it's a way to connect and have them opt in to say, I want you to have my information, share me all of the greatest, latest and greatest for your brand, and let's find a way to communicate and have a community.
Right, well, I think it's more interesting than doing a lottery, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think NFTs, the potential is there, and I know they get lumped in with crypto just because
Sure.
of the tradable value of them, but I do think that there is distribution opportunity there. And B2B, what are your thoughts around that?
So people think of a Meta or TikTok as a place where it's only B2C. It's where people want to reach a mass audience, usually Gen Z. There are, we run campaigns that are 35 to 75, where it is everything from, prescriptions to driving people into insurance places to actually, if you're a local business. So we're seeing that whether it's LinkedIn or Twitter, which is the traditional B2B platforms, is now even converting into Meta and TikTok. As audiences get older, as there's ways to actually find people that speak about a certain vertical, like insurance or like a certain product, now all of a sudden you have the review factor again, but now talking about a B2B scenario. So it's still not as big as B2C in terms of the scale, but we're seeing tens of millions of dollars, just even our own company alone, in the B2B space.
Well, I mean, think about what's happening at CES. Age tech, for example. I mean, it's such a big dynamic where they're not, they all know, my mom knows how to use the phone and an app, and it's such a big growth opportunity. And then, even when they age out, you're going to have, younger generation like Gen Z and so forth who are going to get older and they're digital natives. So I really do think that there is an opportunity there. I mean, some of the age tech stuff that I saw at CES, I mean, everybody's using this technology now.
It's the evolution, and I think you nailed it on the head. Like my mom now, who is in her 70s, is on the phone making purchases and making decisions that are for the family, and there are people that are for the next generation are going to do the exact same thing.
Right. All right. Well, we appreciate the insight, Ryan. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining me at CES. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.